Throughout history, every nation has its myths of giants. Ancestors who stood taller, lived stronger, and carried a presence that modern generations seem to have lost. In the Philippines, this isn't just a legend. Archaeological digs and anthropological research have uncovered bones and skeletal remains, suggesting that ancient Filipinos were not only taller, but also more muscular and physically resilient than the average Filipino today. But how is this possible? And more importantly, what caused this dramatic shift? Let's dive into the surprising truth of why ancient Filipinos were taller than today, and the story this tells us about history, health, and heritage. In caves and burial sites across the archipelago, archaeologists have discovered skeletal remains dating back hundreds, even thousands of years. Some of the most striking finds include bones far larger than expected. Long femurs, robust skulls, and wide rib cages suggest that many early Filipinos stood well above the modern average height. Some of these remains indicate individuals who were close to 6 feet tall, and in some cases, even taller. Remarkable considering that today, the average Filipino male height is around 5'4", and the average female height is around 5 feet. This has left many researchers asking what made our ancestors so different. One of the leading theories revolves around diet. Ancient Filipinos lived off the land and sea, consuming wild game, fresh fish, root crops, fruits, and a wide variety of plants. Their meals were nutrient-dense, rich in protein, minerals, and essential vitamins. Without the processed foods, refined sugar, and artificial additives that dominate modern diets. Strong bones require calcium, vitamin D, and protein. Archaeological evidence shows that ancient diets provided these in abundance. For example, coastal tribes consumed shellfish and seaweed, which are excellent sources of iodine and minerals. Mountain communities thrived on root crops like camote and gabi, which gave them both energy and micronutrients. In short, they ate real food, not fast food. Another factor? Lifestyle. Ancient Filipinos were warriors, farmers, and seafarers. Life demanded constant physical exertion, rowing boats, climbing trees, carrying heavy loads, building homes, or hunting in forests. Unlike today's world of desk jobs, digital screens, and motorized transport, their bodies were built through daily functional exercise. This constant demand on their muscles and bones didn't just make them stronger in life, it also resulted in skeletal structures that appear larger and denser when examined today. Genetics also played a role. Early Filipinos were not a single race, but rather a mix of various migrating groups from Australasia, Taiwan, and even ancient South Asia. Many of these groups carried genes for taller stature. Over time, as migrations continued, population mixing brought in new genetics, some for taller builds, others for shorter. The balance shifted depending on which groups thrived in specific regions. This helps explain why certain Filipino tribes, such as the Igorots of the Cordillera or the Atis of Luzon, show distinct body types even today. So if ancient Filipinos were taller, what happened? Why do modern averages show shorter heights? The answer lies in a combination of factors. Colonial hardship played a big role. When Spain colonized the Philippines, local diets changed quite a bit. The introduction of processed foods like white rice ended up replacing a lot of the diverse native staples. Famines, forced labor, and limited access to traditional food sources really stunted generations. Economic struggles are another piece of the puzzle. Height is often linked to childhood nutrition. Poverty, limited protein intake, and malnutrition across centuries have, reduced average stature. Modern lifestyle. Today, many Filipinos live in crowded cities with less physical activity and, honestly, fast food-heavy diets. Nutrient gaps in childhood directly affect growth, which in turn leads to shorter average adult height. Some people go even further, asking whether ancient Filipinos were giants, legendary figures like the Capre or the pre-colonial heroes who towered above their enemies. While there's no scientific evidence of true giants in the Philippines, the stories may stem from real memories of ancestors who were indeed significantly taller and stronger than the norm today. When the Spanish conquistadors arrived, they wrote in their chronicles that Filipinos were well-built, robust, and strong compared to Europeans. That historical testimony supports the idea that ancient Filipinos were physically imposing. So what does this mean for us today? It means that the potential for strength, resilience, and health is still inside the Filipino people. Height and physical robustness are not just genetic. They're also, deeply influenced by diet, lifestyle, and environment. If ancient Filipinos could thrive on natural foods and an active way of life, perhaps there's a lesson here for modern times. Return to nutrient-dense eating, embrace daily physical activity, and prioritize childhood nutrition. Whether taller or shorter, ancient Filipinos left behind a powerful legacy. Their bones tell a story of resilience, adaptation, and strength. They remind us that modern struggles don't erase the heritage of a people who once stood tall, both physically and culturally. And maybe, just maybe, rediscovering the wisdom of the past can help today's generation grow taller, stronger, and healthier once again.